I'm Robin Scrimger with Coldwell Banker here in Victoria, BC, and I moved here back in 2015. When I was making the transition to Victoria, it was really difficult to figure out what neighborhood that I wanted to live in. And one of the things that made that extremely difficult was because I didn't know anything about any of the neighborhoods. If you're in my shoes, or even if you live locally here in Victoria and you're not sure where you might want to go next, I've put together this video along with several other area videos for different neighborhoods in the greater Victoria area, just so that you can help better understand what makes different neighborhoods great and desirable and whether or not they might be a good fit for you. As you're considering making a move to Victoria, or if you're local and you're moving to a different neighborhood, there are probably several questions that you're asking yourself, as I did when I made the move here. One of those might be, what type of schools are in the neighborhood? What amenities are close? Are there restaurants, groceries, and pubs that I can walk to out my door? I know commute times are a pretty important consideration for a lot of folks. You may also want to know what type of outdoor activities are available to you, whether it's team sports or tennis to sailing or biking and hiking. You'll want to make sure that you're living in a place that either gives you immediate access to those type of activities or that are a pretty short commute so that you can enjoy all that we have to offer. Pretty much we say the 20-minute rule applies, which means that almost no matter where you are, you can get to something amazing within 20 minutes. Hobbies are another important consideration to ask yourself as you're making the move here. So whether you're a foodie or into wine or craft beer, or if you're interested in a book club or a writing group, or if you want to sit on a committee of one of the many golf courses that we have here, there are no shortage of hobbies to keep you occupied and great groups that you can join when you get here. No matter what neighborhood you're considering, it's going to be really important to pick the right one, because where you're planning to move to is where you're going to want to meet your future best friend. The Greater Victoria area is home to several different municipalities, each that have their own different regulations and bylaws and different council and mayor. So for example, if you wanted to park your boat on your driveway, probably you're not going to want to look at Oak Bay because they've got a bylaw that says you can't park your boat on your driveway. If you're looking to have a place that has, for example, an opportunity to short-term rental one of the rooms in your house, you're going to want to know all of the ins and outs of all of the various areas. And we're going to touch on that kind of in a high level today, but you can also visit some of the more detailed videos where I have more information on each of these areas. Let's start with the City of Victoria proper. The City of Victoria features an inner harbor where there's float planes flying in and out. It features a variety of condos, primarily condos in the downtown core, and then it stretches out into neighborhoods like Fairfield and Rockland and Fernwood as well. People love living in the core of Victoria because it's extremely accessible to everything. You can walk or bike to great restaurants, great amenities, and also be in the downtown core very quickly. Victoria is also home to several amazing parks, the most notable being Beacon Hill Park. Victoria itself consists of several neighborhoods ranging from Fairfield and James Bay to downtown proper, out to Fernwood, including Rockland, and a few other boroughs as well. If you're planning to live right in downtown Victoria, you're probably looking at condo living. We've got a variety of newer and older condos, primarily built in concrete and steel. As you expand out from the city core, you'll find some lower rise condos in areas like Fairfield and James Bay, and then you'll get into some single family homes and some larger properties in areas like Rockland. If you're looking at a condo, prices range kind of anywhere from in the $300,000 mark all the way up over to $1 million for some of the bigger water view properties and waterfront condos that we've got in Victoria. Single family homes typically start in and around the $650,000 mark, depending on which neighborhood you're looking in, and they can range all the way up into the several millions of dollars for some of the more beautiful waterfront properties that we've got in areas like Fairfield and James Bay. The neighborhood of Rockland features one of the oldest communities in Victoria, and it is home to several character conversion manors where you can buy cool condos or townhomes in older homes that have been converted. And it is also home to the Governor General's Gardens, which is a great spot to visit if you like beautiful parks and gardens. One of the things I love about Victoria and all of its communities is that several of these communities have their own little villages which are super hip, like for example, Cook Street Village or Fernwood Village. Oak Bay is right beside the city of Victoria, and it is home to some of the most expensive real estate in the greater Victoria area. It's also got some great affordability for families who are looking for a good community to live that's a close proximity to the downtown core. And it has several tennis courts, it's got a great rec center, and it's also got some of the best beaches in town. Oak Bay is home to the oldest golf course in the Saanich Peninsula in Greater Victoria area, and you can also visit the Oak Bay Marina and Yacht Club. Some of the neighborhoods in East Saanich that are quite popular include Cadboro Bay, Cordova Bay, Queenswood, Gordon Head, all of which are close proximity to the University of Victoria, parks like Mount Doug Park, great beaches like Gyro Beach, as well as offer a whole variety of living, whether it be some condos that you're looking for, great safe family neighborhoods, or exclusive oceanfront estates. Price ranges for single-family homes in East Saanich typically range, depending on the neighborhood, anywhere from $600,000 or $700,000 on up into the several millions of dollars. West Saanich spans all the way from the Gorge Waterway on up towards Brentwood Bay in the north. And West Saanich is home to a whole variety of living, from several condos that are closer to the downtown core, great single-family neighborhoods, as well as larger acreage properties and farms. If you're looking for a place to live that is close to the downtown core, but also gives you a real rural and country feel, certainly West Saanich is very well worth a look. This area is home to some of the nicest parks and lakes in the Saanich Peninsula, ranging from Prospect Lake and Elk Lake on up to Durrance Lake, as well as parks like Gowan Todd and Mount Work. Neighborhoods like the Gorge offer super close proximity to the downtown core, as well as easy access for all of your paddle sports. If you prefer to live a little more rural, parts of West Saanich offer great farming, as well as access to wonderful trails, and you're a little bit more off the beaten path. But what's great about this area is you're only a 20-minute commute to the downtown core, so you get to live in the country while having extremely quick access right to the city center. There are a variety of demographics in West Saanich, and price points for homes start anywhere in the high 200s for condos, starting in the $600 and $700 range for single-family detached homes, and ranging up into several $1,000,000 for some of the more large acreages, as well as exclusive estate properties that you'll find in more rural parts of West Saanich. This is such a great area for everyone because it's got all different price ranges and it's got all different types of living. I'll go into more detail in this area in one of these subsequent videos. As you move further north up the Saanich Peninsula, you'll come into Central Saanich. And Central Saanich is really home to larger properties in older neighborhoods like Dean Park, for example, and including several larger farm and acreage properties. This is a great area because as you drive down the road anywhere in Central Saanich, you're bound to find a farm stand where you can buy fresh eggs and fresh produce from a local farmer. This is also home to Butch Art Gardens, which has some of the most beautiful gardens anywhere in the world, and you can visit it year-round, whether you're local or from out of town. It's also home to Brentwood Bay, which has a marina if you're looking for moorage for your boat. Areas like Saanichton give you close access to amenities and a little bit of a village feel, where if you get further out into some of the more rural areas, you'll find yourself with beautiful acreage properties, as well as neighborhoods like Dean Park, which have great single-family homes, as well as Dean Park itself, which is a wonderful place to go for hikes. If you're looking or considering Central Saanich, you'll be looking at condos that typically start in the $300,000 range, single-family homes that go from the 700s on up into the $1.5 million, and of course for the bigger acreage properties, sometimes into the several millions of dollars. Certainly this area has something to offer for families as well as those of you who are looking to live in a more rural environment. On the flip side of being really close to the city, you've also got close access to the airport as well as to the ferries. From here, we're going to head back south and we're going to look at the town of Esquimalt and Vic West, which are right across the water from downtown Victoria. Relative to other areas, Esquimalt would be what I would consider an area that still has a lot of upside and really good value for single-family homes as well as condos, owing to its close proximity to the downtown core. If you're a boater and you want a place to launch, certainly Esquimalt's worth considering with the Macaulay Point boat launch. Esquimalt is home to a variety of waterfront properties, from exclusive homes in Sax Point to some waterfront condos closer to the downtown core, as well as single-family homes on the Gorge Waterway. Esquimalt is a totally self-contained neighborhood. It's got access to all of the amenities you could desire, as well as a great community center and some awesome parks. Condos in Esquimalt start in the $200,000 price point and range up into the millions for some of the more exclusive buildings. Widely considered one of the better areas to live for families that's close proximity to a downtown core, Esquimalt's single-family homes start in the $500,000 to low $600,000 price point and can range up into the $2 to $3 million prices for some of the more exclusive waterfront properties. Vic West is one of my favorite places in and around the Victoria core, because it is home to some of the more eclectic heritage real estate here in town, and it's also got a big mix of residential, commercial, as well as light industrial, so it's got a neat vibe and a cool, different feel to it. If you're working in the tech industry here in Victoria, this is definitely a spot you may want to consider. It's a short walk into the downtown core. It's got access to super cool brew pubs, as well as all of the amenities you could want. And it's also got you quick access to the Galloping Goose if you want to go for a great bike ride. While older and typically on smaller lots, houses in this neighborhood also bring with them a little bit more affordability. Vic West is home to several condos and the exclusive Songhees Point area, which has some of the nicer waterfront and water view condos anywhere in the greater Victoria area. This area is super popular because it's got tons of action all the time, and if that's what you're looking for, then this is definitely an area worth considering. As we move west, we come into the West Shore with neighborhoods like Colwood, Langford. We've also got the Highlands, Bear Mountain, as well as further west into Sooke. The West Shore has become increasingly popular owing to the fact of its affordability. Also, you can get larger, newer homes here at lower price points than you would elsewhere. The West Shore has several wonderful parks, great lakes, as well as good ocean frontage. Some of the communities in the West Shore that feature larger rural properties would include areas like East Sooke, as well as Machosen. If you're looking for urban living that has a variety of condos, all of your amenities like Costco, and also different single-family home neighborhoods, definitely Langford's well worth considering. Colwood itself is home to the Colwood Lagoon, as well as post-secondary institutes like Royal Roads. If you're really into fishing, then definitely Sooke is well worth looking at. The Sooke Basin is protected by the Whiffin Spit, which comes out and acts as a breakwater. So you've got protected moorage in the Sooke Inlet, and then you pop out into the wide open Pacific Ocean, where there is some of the best fishing anywhere in the world. The region of Sooke stretches all the way west to Port Renfrew and is home to and famous for some of the most wonderful shoreline hiking trails anywhere in the world, those being the Juan to Fuca Trail as well as the West Coast Trail. In terms of new housing stock, you will find a vast majority of that on the West Shore, where they've been building out in towns like Langford as well as Colwood fairly substantially. So you can get newer homes at slightly lower price points than you would find elsewhere. Lastly, we've got the Malahat region, and this includes areas like Shawnigan Lake, which is a great spot for you to go either paddling or water skiing. We've also got neighborhoods like Mill Bay and Cowichan Bay, which are home to several great parks, playgrounds, and wonderful family communities on up to the Duncan area. This region is known for its warmer climate and also higher sun days, and is home to several different vineyards as well as marinas if you're looking to moor your boat and you want to go on a wine tour, or if you just enjoy checking out good food and vineyards. The Malahat area and up into the Cowichan Valley is definitely where you're going to want to look. Picking the right neighborhood is absolutely the most important thing that you'll be considering as you make your next move. But of course, the best way to pick your neighborhood is to actually start looking at some houses. And if you'd like to do that, I can make those arrangements, and more importantly, we can set up a customized, more personal tour where we can look at some of the things that are important for you. There are of course several other considerations and things that you'll need to arrange before you purchase your next home, and I certainly can help point you in the direction with all of those resources that you're going to need. I'm Scrimger with Coldwell Banker, Oceanside Real Estate. If you'd like to set up viewings in person, please reach out and I'd be happy to meet you. In the meantime, enjoy all that Victoria has to offer and have a great day.